Hello, lovely peoples. I am Michelle. This is my wheelchair Betty and my rainbow hat. And you're watching, ow, my spine hurts. You're watching Rebels NYC. So today I want to talk about the die-in, which is a activist tactic. Perhaps you've heard of the sit-in, where people kind of like plop themselves and sit in a certain spot and in protest. Well, a die-in is very similar to that, only instead of sitting, you're sort of laying on the floor. And it's a great tactic, except there's a problem in that it's not exactly wheelchair accessible because it basically requires you to lay on the ground. And yeah, there are some people in wheelchairs who do have the option of getting out of their wheelchair and plopping on the ground. And I think when people in wheelchairs are able to do that, that is a very powerful image because here you have I think it's kind of haunting when there's this empty wheelchair and then this disabled person on the ground. That's like, wow, it's a very powerful image. But not everyone has that option. Maybe you can do that some of the time. Maybe you can't do that at all. And in which case, what do you do? How do you participate in a die-in? I remember when I was hanging out with my friend Ernie, and we were at a healthcare rally. Only two people in wheelchairs at this rally, and when it was time for a die-in, I mean, I was taking photos at the time. This is before my spine setback. But I remember my friend Ernie basically put his wheelchair in recline mode, so his seat was kind of leaning back, and he kind of closed his eyes. It didn't look like he was really part of the die-in, which is he was just napping. I also tried something else when there was another die-in, when we were defeating Trump Care Part 2, where I choking on my air. I kind of went like this, I just kind of slumped over my wheelchair. But first of all, it was not a comfortable situation. And furthermore, no one thought that I was part of the die-in. It just looked like I was probably drunk. It was, so like, what do you do, right? What do you do if you're in a wheelchair and you want to participate in a die-in, but you can't get out of your chair, right? Okay, so me and Ernie were talking about this for future die-ins, and we realized what might work is if you have a pair of like black sunglasses with white X's over each eye. And the reason why we thought of the X is because if you look in comic books or cartoons, whenever a person's dead, there's often like X's over their eyes, and that kind of insinuates death. So we thought that'd be good. So I thought I would make a pair of these DIY glasses and show you how it's done. Originally, I was thinking we can use like white tape, but unfortunately, I don't have white tape, like sort of like a white duct tape or even like white like bandage, like for a gauze bandage to kind of secure that kind of tape. I don't have that. I only have Band-Aids. So will that work? Let's find out. In my mind, it's gonna work out. I actually do have gauze pads, and in my mind, I'm like, oh, you should cut out X's and then tape them. But my brain's like, no, Michelle, you're making this way more complicated than it needs to be. So we're gonna go, and oh, maybe the Band-Aid would make it even more interesting because what? It's medical, right? Yes, a nice little X. Okay, that's very interesting. I don't know if this is okay. Ooh, this might work. I'm putting my DIY. We're gonna lean back. I have to close my eyes because everything's too close. Do I look dead? Like it. Yes, it kind of works. So yeah, I think the combination of your DIY die-in glasses, your like epic protest sign, and the optional tongue out, like I'm dead, that's optional, but I think that it adds to the ambiance of the, the experience. I don't know. I'm using the right word there. But that's it. What do you think? Put your comments in the comments section. Let's play along. Bye!